A special thank you to EA for providing access to the Sims 4 Castle Estate kit. Today we're building Nightwell Estate, which is a stately castle located on the 64 by 64 lot on the island portion of the world of Windenburg, which is located here. So the idea of this estate was that it's going to be a small enough castle that could also still have room for things like farming. So you can have cows, chickens, horses, still kind of have those medieval kind of roots, but still live in a nice, cool castle using the new Castle Estate kit. This has actually been a really nice kit to use for building and building castles. There's still plenty more castles that I would like to build, which I'll touch on a little bit later. Like, I think I got one more in me for now. But doing castles is actually quite fun. The architecture is just so different. But like when you're building it right now, like it just looks like weird, you know, like, but then once you paint it with the castle wallpaper and everything, it really does take shape. So we have the shape of the castle pretty much all figured out. The building off the side there is where the horse stables will later go. There are doors in and out, and I wanted some elevation to the front of the build. So like that's like a balcony that comes off of the king/queen or king/king or queen/queen quarters. That's a lot to say, but yeah, so that room becomes like a meeting space, and then I make use of this space in the one column for a stairwell that kind of twists up, and then you will get to the top suite, which is actually a bedroom and bathroom, and then you also have roof access. The bathroom, though, is ridiculously large and super spaced out, but it's okay. You know, there is modern plumbing in here. There's no like weird toilets or anything like that. So we do have tubs and toilets and sinks. No showers. So you'll still have to like bathe. I mean, showers are quick and convenient, but in a castle, I thought let's just keep it with just tubs. And then in a couple of the other bedrooms, they have like smaller bathrooms. There's like one in the one bedroom. Or actually, no, it's in the meeting space of like, it's like just a small toilet and a sink. And then the other bedroom actually has a tub and a sink and a toilet in it. So just kind of positioning out the windows here. And we do come back and add some more windows in the columns, even though they're not like accessible. Only a few of them are, but most of it is just kind of empty. And then the idea I wanted to have was like this big grand staircase. Something that I was trying to not let bother me was the fact that the staircase wasn't centered with the arches at the side. I was like, oh gosh. But it is centered with the front doorway. So that's the most important part. I just let that go. I wanted the archways to be like the same on both sides, but then it's like, I don't know, like it just wouldn't line up, but it was centered with the doorway. So I'm like, okay, that's the most important part. So we're putting in some lights. As far as lights and packs I only used 5 packs, which was a combination of Horse Ranch, Cottage Living, Get Together, Realm of Magic, and obviously the Castle Estate kit. So the build itself is available on the gallery. Here's the gallery listing if you want to grab this and throw this in your game, the completed version. It is a 64 by 64 lot, 3 bed, 3 bath, 281,780 simoleons. We do have a like vegetable garden, and your Sims can also plant additional items and grow those. You have chickens, you can have cows or llamas, and then you can have the horse stables with baby goats or horses or both. And then the moat also has some different wildlife. Most of them are effects like swans and ducks and alligators, but we do have some fishing in there as well. So you can kind of take full advantage of the moat, or at least the portion of the moat. Like, it's not a full moat that goes around because I wanted room for the back garden, but we're actually starting the moat right now. So I made this like bigger area over here by the horse stables, which is more of like a fishing area. I'm pretty sure you can fish in the whole moat, and then around the back, it kind of just stops. because I put like a wall up on that side, and that just becomes like the back of the castle. So, but it does kind of surround the whole perimeter almost, but it's not really used for a defense mechanism these days. Like the story behind Nightwell Castle or Nightwell Estate is that it's been standing for centuries and it's been inherited by other Sims, and they've kind of just moved in and taken over. And the castle walls or the defenses actually came down because they're not really needed at this point, but they still kind of hold true to some of those core values, such as gardening and chickens and cows and horses. So they still have all of those aspects, so you can kind of live a medieval life without without having to worry about like a battle. Not that you can't have a battle in The Sims 4 anyway, but I mean, if you really wanted to pretend, you really could. Now we're doing the horse stables, which I thought about using like the horse ranch gates and stuff, but I was like, that's going to look weird. So I just used the castle estate fencing and kind of made little stalls out of that. We have 2 feeding troughs and a water trough outside. We do the chickens and then the little cow house. I do kind of wish you could have built your own cow house, or llama house, without having that structure. Like you could just be kind of like a bed, like the horses or the baby goats. And then this is the gardening area, which is off to the side. So I also surrounded that in castle estate fencing because I didn't want to use like wooden fencing. I just thought that would look kind of weird and take away from the overall castle theme. I did paint the ceilings throughout the entire castle as much as I possibly could. Basically the whole thing. It's all stone on the inside and outside. The outside has like a slightly darker stone, and then the inside has a more lighter, like brighter stone, because I didn't want it to feel super dark. And now we're doing some landscaping, and then I finished some more of it off camera later on in the build, just kind of adding in the effects for like the swans and the alligators and ducks and stuff, and some like other pond related items for the moat, just to kind of make it look a little more moaty and pondy, if those are words. So yeah, but definitely a big build. It's a big lot, but definitely fun to do. But in some other news this week, or today rather, February 5th is the Sims 24th birthday. So the game's been around for 24 years. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, wow. Like, I've been playing since The Sims 1, and even when I see like GIFs of The Sims 1 online and stuff, like it brings back so many memories of the game over the years. Like even playing with The Sims 2, I remember like taking my Sims to university and building these awful speed builds because I was so bad at building. I mean, I'm not that, like, I don't really think that I'm like super great, like, because there's plenty of other people that like build like amazing looking things, but like I've definitely gotten better over the years. And then there's The Sims 3, which, I mean, don't come at me, but like I don't really like The Sims 3 a whole lot. It was great for like what it was at the time, but like it doesn't really feel like all of the other games, if that makes sense. Like if you look at The Sims 2 and then you look at The Sims 4, it's kind of like, why does The Sims 3 look so different? But it had its own time and everything, and it was a great game. I do like the open world and no loading screens, but it's okay. We'll get there someday, maybe with The Sims 5 or Project Renee. We'll be able to go back to open worlds, but it won't be hopefully as laggy as The Sims 3 was. Creative style was also nice, but that also had its flaws, if you know about that. Like just and cast, like, oh my gosh, cast was just so laggy. That's why I stopped creating Sims, because it was just so laggy. Like I just couldn't take it, because I would just get so angry at how like laggy it would be loading in all of the outfits in The Sims 3 and then trying to style them with different colors and stuff. It was great for the time, but gosh. And yeah, there's mods and stuff nowadays that kind of make it better. And like even on modern hardware and computers, it actually does run pretty quick, but there's still those lagging issues with certain tools. And create a style, loading in all the thumbnails and stuff. It's just one of those things that it was never like that in the beginning. It was like super fast, and then something broke along the way. I don't know. And then it was just never fixed. So, but yeah, like, I don't know, just how it looks, like the overall style just doesn't feel like a Sims game to me. But that's just me. I just didn't like how the Sims looked. Like, they looked different from how they looked in Create a Sim, like in the real world. Like, it just looked so odd, and then like the shading and the lighting was just weird. But oh well, it's all good. But in some other news and some life updates, it's been kind of busy. But I have been working on this build for quite a while. It was a pretty big build, just to kind of think about what I wanted to include and kind of come back to it. I actually had to redo all the terrain painting, which was super annoying. I didn't film that portion. That was done off camera when I was kind of finishing up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I load in the lot after having it done, and it was like, all right, let's just kind of finish up and get it ready, you know, and everything, and just kind of go over it and make sure everything is done and change out anything I want, add additional landscaping. And then I noticed, I'm like, wait, why does this look so weird? And then it's like, it's the terrain paint's gone. Like, that was just like, ooh, no. So I really do hope they fix that bug or glitch at some point. But yeah, that took a considerable amount of time to redo. I mean, as you can see, I really went pretty detailed around like the horses and the garden and the chickens and the cows and stuff. Like, it was like dirt kind of path looking things. And then I did the whole moat and everything, with like some dirt underneath. And it was just, yeah, not fun. But life has been pretty good, just a little busy. And I actually have 2 injured thumbs. So yesterday, a candle broke that I had, and so I was trying to get the excess wax out of the candle, but you know, obviously the side of the glass jar that it was in broke like this weird shape, so I was being very, very careful, like not to cut myself on the edge of the glass. And I thought I was in the home stretch because I had most of the wax out. And then all of a sudden I look down and there's like these little blobs of blood everywhere. And I'm like, what the heck? And I look at my 2 thumbs, and both my thumbs have these little slices on it, they were kind of painful. It was very hard to like finish getting the wax out, but I did manage. But yeah, like obviously I didn't want to burn the candle still, because there's like, it's missing a side of the jar. So that's kind of a big fire hazard. So yeah, so now I'm just dealing with the aftermath. So I've been applying bandages and Neosporin, which is like an antibiotic cream, and keeping them clean. And I have to say, a lot of Band-Aids just suck. They just really do. I'm finding that I need flexible Band-Aids though, because it's like right on the bendy part of your thumb. Like, it's on the inner part of my thumb, but it's like in the bendy part. So it's like, I do need a Band-Aid that flexes to keep it on, but they keep popping off anyway. But I do manage, but definitely feeling much better today. Like, they're not as painful. They don't hurt me as much, like, because yesterday when I was like trying to finish the build and everything, like it was kind of bothering my thumb, like using the mouse, because it was kind of still like sore. So, but today they're much better. And yeah, so hopefully by the end of the week, next week, I won't have injured thumbs. But I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was so careful. And then all of a sudden I look down and I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, oh crap. So yeah, not fun, but we'll heal up and we'll be back to normal in no time. But you never realize though, like how much you use your thumbs and what you need them for, like from opening like a water bottle to carrying things to even just washing your hands and eating. Even I was trying to, earlier when I was rating details about the lot, I was trying to like use a pen and the Band-Aid kept popping off because it's right. I have to bend my thumb to write. Like it's just, it's just an inconvenience. But I hope you guys are doing well. Please do let me know in the comments how you're doing. If there's anything new, did you get a new puppy, new cat, anything like that? Any new games you've been playing or anything kind of fun like that? But back to the build. I did put a throne room off the kitchen. I thought that was kind of like a weird spot, but I thought it was okay. Originally, it was going to be like a dining room, but then it's like, no, I kind of like the throne room there. And then I tucked the fridge into that little like closet area there. We put a bar over here, and the dining room comes over in that portion. It's kind of separate. But the kitchen is kind of one of those things. It's kind of like, I don't know. I did use the Realm of Magic cabinets, and the Realm of Magic, I've actually never used this pack before, but I have to say I do like the items that come with it, especially the bed, chairs, tables. Like this bed up here is just beautiful in the primary suite. And then I kind of took a break from doing the kitchen and the dining room in the first floor, and I came and did the 2 other bedrooms. So this one's kind of like a white bright bedroom, and then the other one becomes like a dark bedroom. I was going to have like another like half bath in the little column support of the castle, but then I took the light out and just decided not to, because it'd be kind of a little weird to get in there. I guess it could have worked, but then it's like, how many bathrooms does this castle need? How many does it have already? Like, I don't think it needs anymore. So we don't, but I mean, you can still utilize that space. It is finished with stone. So if you want to like knock out the wall and make that little like square bit usable, you totally can. Like in the one hallway, I made it like a private little like study. And in this bedroom, I did do a thing with like columns and kind of like a decorative piece for Sims to be able to get in there and use it. It's kind of tight, but it's still pretty cool to have that, at least like that small bathroom over at this end of the build. And then this is like the main, like the primary quarter. So that's the meeting space. This is like the hallway into the meeting space. That's that private little like study. And yeah, I took out the light right then and there. And yeah, I'm like, what am I going to put in here? Another bathroom? Like, no, because we have one right like in the column of this meeting space. So it's like we don't need one. So we'll just make it like a private little like research study room. And I do put these smaller windows again up throughout the like columns of the castle, but they're not functional. It's just kind of looking into nothing, but it's purely decorative. But again, if you want to like knock into that space and customize it for something, you totally can. Rearranging this bathroom was kind of like tricky, but I wanted to make sure that Sims could access and use all of the objects, so there shouldn't be any issues there. And then this becomes maybe like a kid's bedroom. I did fit in the giant castle dollhouse. So, I mean, what better way like that? I think that fits quite well here. We kind of tuck the mirror over there, and it just gives the bedrooms like a bit of a different kind of feel. But again, you can customize them to your Sims and however you so choose to like. You can make them a butler's quarters or something like that, like whatever you want. Totally up to you and how you want to play with Nightwell Estate. So we are almost finished, I think. We're getting to the very end. I did come back to the kitchen and add some clutter in, just some kind of cottage living clutter and just some stuff. But it's like I didn't really want to put like appliances like a coffee pot or microwave. I guess I could have tucked those into the closet with the fridge. But if you need those items, you could just probably plop a counter in that little like room with the fridge and then kind of go from there. I did add a Nectar storage wall, and there is also Nectar making out the back of the castle next to the little cow llama house. So, and I was thinking about red curtains in here, but then I toned them down to the yellow just to match the upstairs ones, and it works. It's fine. And I change out all of the like candelabras to the Realm of Magic ones because I used them like pretty much everywhere else. So then I went around and kind of changed them all out. And one other thing that I did in this area particularly was I added an archway. I moved some furniture around and I just added another archway into the dining room from this room because it just makes sense. Because originally I had this like laid out and there was like a giant painting on the wall. And I'm like, I could just slide that painting to the side and put a nice archway. Like, see, I put the painting there, but you'll see in the screenshots, it's slightly different. I changed that towards the end when I was like finishing up landscaping. And I just thought it's so much better to have the archway and the flow between the dining space and then like the living space. And I mean, even though there's like archways all around, I just thought it was nice to have that as well. And it just made the wall look a little better, I think, in my opinion. We also have rooftop access for the primary suite. There's a telescope up there, a bench, A painting easel. Didn't really want to put too much. I thought it'd be kind of weird to put like a hot tub or something up there because it doesn't really fit with the style. But if you want a hot tub, feel free to add one. Totally up to you. It could be your estate, but it's a very big estate nonetheless. And I did change the lighting color because I did add some like tiny little saucer lights to brighten up the kitchen a bit without putting more like hanging lights. So yeah, we're painting the ceiling now, stone, just to kind of match the walls. And I just double checked to make sure that it was actually painted in the areas that especially needed to be painted. And then out the back, I borrow some more benches. And I do swap out the one bench in the middle here in that upper part. There's like 3 of them that go around. I put a fountain in front instead. And we do put a chimney. I was just trying to figure out the style of the chimney that fit best with the overall style of the castle. And now we're doing exterior lighting, which I just did these small wall lanterns from Get Together. They kind of look like they have a candle inside, I think. Maybe those are the ones. And then I use like these more dimmer ones for the horse stables and then put just some overhead lights as well in there. It's kind of like a nice soft glow in there. But here we are. This is Nightwell Estate, all finished, all landscaped. You can see I went through and kind of made the moat a little bit more pond-like. So you have the alligators, the turtle logs in there. There's also a secret bunny house that I tucked in the one corner, and there's a wishing well in the other corner, but the wishing well is not functional. It doesn't really do anything. It's just purely decorative, but I think that was one of the get-together items. Oh, also there's that like bird tree where the birds can kind of fly in and, you know, your Sims can like interact with the birds. I put that right in the front as well. There's also a bonfire area out back here. And then this is the floor plan. You can see the throne room there, kitchen, dining, living, and then you have like the 2 bedrooms and then like the meeting space. And then this is the primary bedroom or floor with rooftop access. And then this is the stairway as soon as you come into the estate, and that's the front door. Those statues are very expensive, but I guess that's why this place is 281,780 simoleons. There's a lot of expensive stuff in here, but again, you can find this build on the Sims 4 gallery. My EA ID is TheSimified, and there you can see the archway I added. Again, it just looks so much better, I think, having that in there and being able to access that space. I just think that was a great call. Then we go into the kitchen, and again, I think the kitchen's just a little strange, but there really isn't like many items that I could have used otherwise, and I think it fits all right. And there's the throne room that you can look into, and pretty neat. And again, more of those very expensive statues. And then we move upstairs, and then this is like the main hallway at the top of the steps. And then this is looking the other way into the primary, well, that's like the primary meeting space doors. This is that one bathroom, and then you can see your bedroom, and then there's the bathroom that's kind of tucked in the corner. That's what it looks like, just the 3 pieces there. I think it works. It works well and makes use of the space. I could have did the same in this bedroom, but I didn't. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. Again, you can find it on the gallery. My EA ID is TheSimified, and yeah, I do kind of want to do one more castle build, but I don't want to do it in a way that's castle-y. Like, I want it to look like a castle from the outside, but I kind of want to do like a modern castle where like the castle was purchased and then kind of renovated into a more modern home instead of being all castle-like. You would still keep some aspects of the castle, and like the exterior could still look somewhat of a castle, but you'd have like modern home elements added to it and make it feel a bit more modern. I would like to try and clash the styles. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how that turns out. But I'd also like to do like a for rent one, like utilizing some of the for rent items. But and here's the gardening. So this is the big gardening. You have the nectar making over there, the cow shed. The like vines are just decorative, but they don't serve a purpose. You have the kitchen house or kitchen coop, chicken coop. Wow, kitchen. I knew what I wanted to say. And there's the horse stables. And then this is just looking around the grounds of the property. And there's the little rabbit house kind of tucked in the one corner. Cute little thing. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this speed build. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.